Can poverty truly be a state of mind? A question that opens the door to a paradox, a conundrum that has puzzled thinkers for centuries. Poverty and mindset, two concepts intertwined in ways we are only beginning to understand. Society often holds misconceptions about poverty, painting the poor with a broad brush, stereotyping their mindset. Yet, the reality is as diverse as it is complex. So let's not shy away from the complexity. Instead, let's delve deeper into this complex issue. To understand this, we first need to unpack what poverty truly means. Often when we think of poverty, we envision a lack of financial resources, an empty wallet. But poverty is more than just an empty wallet. It's an intricate web of entangled threads, each representing a different aspect of life. Let's start with the economic definition, which is the most obvious one. Poverty, in this context, is a state where individuals or households are unable to meet a minimum level of income or consumption, often measured by the poverty line. But there's more to unpack. Poverty is also a social state. It can mean exclusion from the norms and opportunities that society offers, resulting in a lack of access to quality education, healthcare, or even a safe and healthy living environment. This social exclusion can lead to a vicious cycle, where the poor remain poor generation after generation. Perhaps the most overlooked aspect of poverty is its psychological dimension. Living in poverty can create a constant state of stress and insecurity, leading to hopelessness and a belief that one's situation is unchangeable. This mindset can stifle ambition and hinder opportunities for upward mobility. So you see, poverty is not just about lack of money. It's about the lack of resources, opportunities, and hope. It's a complex, multidimensional problem that touches every aspect of a person's life. Poverty, then, is a multifaceted issue, and its implications go beyond mere financial strain. Take, for instance, the story of Jane. Jane's tale is a familiar one. Born into a struggling family, her life has been a constant battle against the relentless tide of poverty. With the weight of financial insecurity pressing down on her, she's been forced to make difficult decisions, each one shaping her mindset in profound ways. From a young age, Jane learned to view the world through a lens of scarcity. She saw how her parents would fret over every penny, how they would sacrifice their own needs to ensure that she and her siblings had enough to eat. This early exposure to scarcity shaped Jane's perception of the world. She came to believe that resources were always limited, that she must always be prepared for the worst. This mindset influenced her actions and decisions as she grew older. She began working at a young age, trading her time and energy for a meager wage. Saving became an obsession for her. Every coin she earned was a shield against an uncertain future. But this fixation on saving also meant that she often denied herself opportunities for growth and development. She turned down chances to further her education, to develop new skills, because she felt she couldn't afford to take risks. Jane's mindset also impacted her relationships. She became guarded, often mistrusting others out of fear they might take what little she had. This wariness prevented her from forming strong, supportive relationships that could have helped her navigate her circumstances. But what's most striking about Jane's story is not the struggle itself, but how her mindset has kept her trapped in her circumstances. She views the world as a place of scarcity, where risks are too dangerous, where people are potential threats. This mindset, born out of her experience with poverty, has become a self-fulfilling prophecy, reinforcing her struggles and limiting her opportunities for change. Jane's story provides a glimpse into the mindset of those living in poverty. Her tale is a stark reminder that poverty is not just a financial condition, but a mental and emotional state that influences every aspect of a person's life. So, what is the poverty mindset? Imagine you're trapped in a dark room. You know there's a door somewhere, a way out, but you can't quite see it. You don't even know if it's locked. This is what the poverty mindset feels like. It's a state of mind that focuses on surviving today rather than planning for tomorrow. It's a mindset steeped in the immediacy of the present, the urgency of now. It's about making ends meet today, putting food on the table tonight, the future. That's a luxury for those who aren't preoccupied with the pressing concerns of the present. A significant characteristic of this mindset is a feeling of powerlessness. It's a sense of being stuck, of being unable to change one's circumstances. Imagine a bird that's been caged for so long, it no longer attempts to fly, even when the cage door is left wide open. This is the debilitating powerlessness that the poverty mindset can instill. But it's not just about feeling powerless. It's also about a lack of belief in one's ability to affect change. It's believing that poverty is a life sentence, an unchangeable destiny. It's the belief that no matter how hard one tries, they're destined to remain in the same situation. This mindset fosters a lack of self-efficacy, a belief that one's efforts are futile, that change is beyond one's control. The poverty mindset also often comes with a distorted view of money. Money is seen as a scarce resource, something to be hoarded and not invested. This leads to short-term financial decisions that can exacerbate poverty rather than alleviate it. These factors, a focus on the present, a feeling of powerlessness, a lack of belief in one's ability to change, and a distorted view of money, often trap individuals in a vicious cycle of poverty. They become stuck in this mindset, unable to see the door, let alone find the key to unlock it. These factors often trap individuals in a vicious cycle of poverty. But how can we break this cycle? The answer lies in a multifaceted approach that tackles poverty from all angles. Let's start with education. Not just formal education, but the education of life skills, financial literacy, and vocational training. Education is more than a pathway to employment. It's a vehicle for empowerment, a tool to equip individuals with the knowledge and skills to make informed decisions about their lives. It's about teaching the next generation how to fish, rather than just giving them a fish. But education alone isn't enough. We need to empower individuals in poverty to take control of their lives. Empowerment is about giving individuals the confidence to challenge their circumstances, to believe that they can change their destiny. It's about providing opportunities and resources for individuals to take that first step out of poverty. This could mean offering microfinance loans to start a small business, or providing access to affordable healthcare to ensure that illness doesn't push families further into poverty. It could also mean implementing social safety nets that protect the most vulnerable from life's unexpected shocks. Yet even with education and empowerment, the cycle of poverty persists. This is where societal attitudes come into play. The poverty mindset isn't just held by the poor, it's perpetuated by society's attitudes towards poverty. We need to challenge the stereotypes and stigmas associated with poverty, to realize that poverty isn't a personal failing but a systemic issue. We need to foster empathy, understanding, and respect for those in poverty. This means listening to their stories, acknowledging their struggles, and recognizing their resilience. It means reframing poverty not as a problem to be solved, but as a lived experience to be understood. Breaking the cycle of poverty isn't easy. It's a complex issue that requires a comprehensive solution. But if we can educate, empower, and change societal attitudes, we can begin to break the chains of poverty. Change is possible, but it requires action from all of us. So, what can you do to help? Let's start by redefining our understanding of poverty. It's not simply a lack of material wealth. It's a complex issue, deeply intertwined with mental, emotional, and societal factors. Changing our perceptions about poverty is the first step towards making a meaningful difference. How do we do that? By educating ourselves. The internet is a vast ocean of knowledge, brimming with resources to learn more about the realities of poverty, the systemic structures, the psychological elements, and the societal impacts. Read articles, watch documentaries, listen to podcasts, and engage in discussions. Knowledge is power. And in this case, it's the power to change lives. But don't stop there. Share your newfound knowledge with others. Ignite conversations within your circles. Challenge the stereotypes and misconceptions about poverty. Remember, change often starts with a single conversation. Next, show your support to initiatives that aim to eradicate poverty. These could be non-profit organizations, social enterprises, or government programs. Your support could be in the form of financial donations, volunteering your time, or using your skills to help these initiatives. Every contribution, no matter how big or small, can have a profound impact. Also, let's not overlook the power of advocacy. Use your voice to speak up about poverty. Demand that the people in power take action. Advocate for policies that address income inequality, affordable housing, and access to quality education. Remember, poverty isn't a choice. No one chooses to live in destitution. It's a cycle, often passed down through generations, but it's a cycle that can be broken. And you can help break it. So, take a step forward, change your perceptions. Educate yourself and others. Support initiatives that combat poverty. Advocate for change. Every action, no matter how small, can make a significant difference in the fight against poverty.